Hey everyone, welcome back to Ripped MTG. This is going to be the second of my financial recap slash loan payment videos, and I think these ones are actually my favorite. I really enjoy opening boxes and packs and stuff, but being able to show what I've sold and making a student loan payment, in addition to my minimum, is like really exciting for me because being debt free is my goal. But I want to preface this again with this is not the best way to pay off your student loans if you're trying to pay off student loans. Like obviously just make payments like normal. Don't try and like do what I'm doing. This is a lot of extra work and definitely not profitable. Well, I'm losing a little bit of money doing it, at least up till now, but it's basically like I'm getting a discount on Magic cards, but also paying off my loan. So in the long run, it's not maybe too different because if I wasn't paying off my student loans, my interest would rack up. But because I'm doing it and being able to sell cards with a game that has liquid assets like this, I'm able to decrease my debt and maybe in the long run save money. I'm keeping all this data. Once I'm done with it, I'm going to kind of go through it all and make some pretty graphs and stuff just to see like, what did this actually save me when it's all said and done? How much earlier did I pay off my student loans? And if I hadn't done this and just made my minimum payments, how much more would I have had to pay? But I mean, obviously, it would be better for just me to pay $90 a week, or $70 a week, or $66 a week, whatever I'm getting these box prices for. I'm never paying 90 for a box for the most part, unless it's like a more premium box. But I'm always getting less than that. So it's better if you just do that once a week instead of trying to buy and sell Magic cards. But this is again my hobby, and I love doing it. So I just want to clarify that again. I might just try and mention that when I do these videos for new viewers, just in case they're like, "Why is this guy doing this? This is really dumb." It's because it's my hobby. Enjoy spending time doing it. I like to open the boxes, and I like to sell cards and pay off my loans. So again, this is going to be a little weird. We've got two boxes. Normally it's going to be one box, or at least once I get a little bit more consistent in the coming weeks. But we did end up opening a couple boxes since the last financial recap, and one of them was our second Return to Ravnica box, and then our second Core Set 2019 or M19 box. And I just want to just give a quick little recap of, what happened with those boxes. In case you don't want to watch the videos. But for Return to Ravnica, my biggest gripe is where the heck are all the Shocklands? We got one Shockland in the last box, and I think it was Overgrown Tomb, so it wasn't even the worst one, which I think is Temple Garden as far as cost goes, but only one, and the first box only had two, so I've opened two boxes and only gotten three Shocklands, so that's kind of a bummer. I feel like there's got to be a box in there with more, since those are the heavy hitters in the set. All the Shocklands are on the top of the price charts for Return to Ravnica. So I'm a little bummed about that, but can't complain because I'm getting like a lot of the other good modern played rares. So I mean, we got a foil Pithing Needle in the last box, which was really cool, and that's a $10 solid foil, and really pretty too. And then we got our second Cyclonic Rift, which is the most expensive rare besides the Shocklands. And so we've gotten two of those now. And then we did get the most expensive mythic in the set, which is Worldspine Worm. So if I just flip over to Dongler here, this is like my favorite website to use. But yeah, no Steam Vents, Chromatic Lantern, I lied. Cyclonic Rift is the second most expensive rare after Chromatic Lantern. But we did get the Cyclonic Rift, we got the Overgrown Tomb, we got the Worldspine Worm, and then again we repeated ourselves. We got another Rest in Peace, we got another Abrupt Decay, another Supreme Verdict, we got a Vraska this time, we got a Dreadbore and a Sphinx's Revelation. Like, we did hit all these like core, just mid-range, like played rares in Modern, so that was really good. And then we did get our second normal Pithing Needle, which was cool, so I'm able to list those and get over that $4 kind of mark that I try to sell these for. We did get a second Vandal Blastus too, so I'm trying to sell two of those for a little over $4. And so all in all, it wasn't that bad. We did get some cards that are worth money, and we got up to 64.88 as the value of the box, and it really wasn't bad. I'm not complaining about that, but I do want more Shocklands. I feel like there's just got to be a box in there that has more Shocklands than the three we've opened in the two boxes. Luckily, they've been some of the better ones, Steam Vents and Blood Crypt, but we need some more of those. And then for Core 2019, our total was about $50. We pulled Sarkhan, which was awesome, and I think I lucked out because I had the choice in which order I opened my boxes, and if I had opened the first box, I would have only sold Sarkhan for probably like $10. But in the time that it took me to open the second box, he spiked up to like 20, and then I pulled him. So I'm glad about that. We were able to get him once he increased in value and before he decreases in value again. Depending on how much he's played in the standard / maybe modern meta. I assume he's going to be a little bit more of a standard planeswalker, but you never know. And then we got, Scapeshift, which was another decent mythic as well. And other than that, there wasn't a ton. Like I said, the rares just don't have a lot of value. I didn't get the second Supreme Phantom. I did get the second Graveyard Marshal, so that was really cool. But other than that, we were really relying on the mythics. It was a 6 mythic box. I will say that. It was a 6 mythic box, but unfortunately we only got a handful that were worth money. And Sarkhan being the best, and then Scapeshift, and then we, got Omniscience and stuff. So it wasn't horrible, but I mean, if you look at this, like Sarkhan at like $20 and Scapeshift at like 13 is $33. That's like well over half the price of the box was just these two cards, and the rest was pretty chaff, at least right now. I do have some, high hopes for some of the M19 rares again, like, we got Thorn Lieutenant and stuff that could start creeping up as long as, the standard meta shakes out in my favor. So there is potential, but I don't have another Core Set 2019 box to open right now. I'm going to keep it at that. I really don't like the risk right now. I'm happy with what I've pulled, but I don't really want to delve into that too much. It's really like I either need Nicol Bolas or I need two of the $20 mythics for it to be worth anything, like Sarkhan and Tezzeret or whatever it is in that higher end. To make it worth it. So I'm not a huge fan of it right now just because the value's not that good. The mythics are awesome. It's the first set where the mythics are all like fun to open for the most part, but the rares are just very lackluster right now. And that'll probably change, but for now I'm probably going to hold off on Core Set 2019. It's kind of a losing bet. So yeah, with that, let's go into what I sold this week. So since I had to take kind of a week off from selling because I was traveling and I couldn't ship cards while I was out, but I did end up selling quite a few since I opened that M19 box. But we sold Blood Crypt, Abrupt Decay, Overgrown Tomb, Omniscience, Vraska the Unseen. I sold my two Graveyard Marshals. Sarkhan Fireblood went pretty quick for a good price, and then our second Supreme Verdict as well. And so for a grand total of 62.16. And like I said in my other video, I don't really want to talk about what I sold each card specifically for, just because I don't want people tracking my selling habits right now. I do a mix of like eBay and TCG Player and stuff like that, so try to keep it somewhat anonymous at least right now. But all of these sold for a grand total of 62.16. I mean, obviously you know that Blood Crypt, Overgrown Tomb, and Sarkhan Fireblood were definitely the most of that, with a few $4 to $5 rares mixed in. But that's where we're at, and so we actually have more sale profit than our first week that we did it, which is really exciting. And 62.16 is nothing to scoff at. So if we go to the loan tracker, I have some updates here. So before I had like 18,506.14, I think, because I had 763 in accrued interest when I made the payment, and so I was predicting that would be my new loan total after I made the payment and the payment processed. But for some reason, there was a cent mixed in there, so I don't know if it was somehow an additional cent of interest got tacked on at some point. I don't really understand it, but it's 1 penny, so I don't care. And so I just adjusted that quick to 764, and then my total was 18,506.15 after our first loan payment made from Magic Cards. So then on July 24th, I had to make my minimum loan payment, and that's $219.72. The accrued interest, and I should clarify before, when we did this, the accrued interest was from, I have two separate loans right now, and one of them is pretty low. It's only like $1,300 or $1,400. And then the rest of it, the rest like 17,000 is on the other one. So what I'm paying off first is that smaller loan because it has a higher interest rate. So my accrued interest isn't as much because it's a lower principal right now. So it was a 764. We had 42.63 and took it off that first loan. But then the minimum loan payment applies to both of those loans. So $219.72, the accrued interest from, the few days extra of the smaller loan, and then the whole month of the bigger loan was $102.36. And so after that minimum payment was made and after the interest was tacked off, our new principal was $18,388.79. Now, today's August 2nd, Thursday, and I made a payment today. And that payment is what we sold our cards for, which was $62.16, and the accrued interest was only $260 on that small loan because it's only been a few days since we made our minimum loan payment that killed all the interest, which was great. So most of this, about $60 of it, is going to go straight towards the principal, which is really exciting. So after that, we get $18,329.23. So I'm going to go ahead and update that. 18 329 2, 3. So there we are. Our new loan balance, $18,000, $18,329.23, I should say. Yeah, so there we are. That was our financial recap for the week. I still have a bunch of cards listed from the first. We've opened 4 boxes now, and there's a bunch that I haven't sold, but I'm getting views and selling stuff every day. So I'm excited about it. I'm gonna definitely open another box this weekend and upload a video on Sunday. And I know it's probably gonna be another Return to Ravnica box. I'm trying to work through that case. I'm sure you guys are getting bored of it by now, but I want more Shocklands and to work through this case so we can open some other stuff. But it's super exciting to be able to do this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on Sunday.